There's another story that caught our attention on social media, and we thought it was important to discuss this. As I said, Thursdays are days we discuss family and relationships. So, pastor, this is a story from a pastor, Pastor Osazuwa, tackles women in their 30s who are still dating men without purpose. According to him, young women in their 30s dating and then taking selfies, posting it on Facebook, they are dating without purpose. And obviously, this statement has been met with mixed reactions, saying, some are saying that the pastor has no right to put undue pressure on women to get married because society makes it feel as if once a woman is a certain age, she should get married. Others are saying he might be right. You know, when you're a certain age, it shouldn't be about just having fun and dating. It should be about being serious and settling down. What are your thoughts on this? Because I have a few friends who are in that space, and every single relationship is serious for them. But for whatever reason, if the men aren't coming, they have to have lives. They have to live their lives. They're going to take selfies. They're going to party. They're going to travel. So you can't tell somebody to put a hold on their life just because the man isn't coming. What are your thoughts on this? Because there's so many angles to this. You can call us on 081-270-53687, 091-390-76948. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag your view TVC so we can read your tweet. We're trying so hard not to continue this stigma. But when you hear somebody on the pulpit telling you that you shouldn't be taking selfies at a certain age.
Are they going to play the video?
I don't know if they're going to play the video, but what are your thoughts on this?
And to say what's on your mind.
Okay, let me see what's on my mind. When we discussed it during the break, I didn't want to say it, but BC has been attacking me that I should say it the way it is. It might not work for everybody, but for me, when I know what I want and I know what I want to achieve, I'm not going to play around. I didn't date just to for dating because I want to know you. I don't want to know you. I want to marry. So if I meet somebody, I quickly did a mental checklist. I wasn't even conscious of it. When I think about it now, I had an unconscious competence for sifting out unserious men. Very, very fast. If I meet you within the first 2 hours of me spending with you, I will know where you are going to, and I'll quickly X you. So I was not interested in just dating, selfie, taking picture, posting. I did not want to be around people just for dating's sake. I wanted to know, can I marry this person? If I can marry you, we will date. If you don't talk around marriage early enough, I move. And lucky enough for me, I say just...
But many have met this nonsense with pressure. A man will say, I saw the woman, she was clear she wanted to get married. Because back then, it might not have been so prevalent. But today, if a young girl goes straight to the point, hit the nail on the head, or maybe start having an interview, a girl is already feeling like, Uncle Auntie, from hello, you're already planning wedding already.
No, there's a difference. There's a difference. There's a difference. So you must understand who you are. You understand the value I bring you to the table. And you understand that anybody that I'm in a relationship with, I'm an asset to that person. If you are not ready, if you are not man enough to make up your mind, don't delay me. Don't reduce, don't keep me from being able to, don't padlock me. Don't hold me back from being able to show off this asset I carry to other people that are ready. So what the pastor is saying, and I want them to play the video, is that you are a 40-something-year-old woman. You are single. You know you're an asset. You are doing selfie with one man. You're dating him for 5 years. What exactly are you doing? Don't let, the pastor doesn't need to, he used some strong language. And I don't want to put anybody under pressure. But this was my template. It's the template I will prescribe to anybody. What are you doing? I said a conversation in my office with one of my staff. I said, babe, you have been wearing engagement rings since last year. What are you doing? What's delaying you? You must be purpose-driven. I'm a purpose-driven person, and I take everything as a project. So marriage too was a project for me. Before actually the new year, the year I got married.
I'm scared.
It wasn't a case of, I had a conversation with myself, and I was entering a new year, 2010, that this is the year I want to get married. And this man was not looking like he was ready. So I prayed, went to Kilometer, your church. After I finished my prayer, I came back that I was crossing over into the new year as a single person. I was going to expose my strong assets, my potential, my strength to other people that will be interested and not stay with the person I loved but was not ready. So I told him, it's not vex, so I know they do as they enter this new year. And as God will have it, in that new year, the same guy, we got married. So
you pressurized.
Okay, I got you. But see, I hear that, but see, that was X amount of years ago. Today, a young girl hears that, and she's calling bros. what are we doing? Because I've had a few around me too that they want to start having this conversation of, are you serious? Where are we going? And the guy is feeling, honey, take it easy. We're having fun. We know. My brother. I'll tell you, my brother is over 30. I mean, he's not yet married.
Use my life to have fun.
He gives me that feedback. Like, listen, there's a lot of people around. Just everybody wants to marry. Wants to say hello, hi. They're already thinking of everything. Uncle, take it easy.
And
now.
the color.
It's just hello. We're still just hanging out. So he isn't ready because, you know, gosh, I shouldn't put him on the spot.
All right.
But the point,
he has not found the assets. When you jam that asset, even if she says she's not interested,
if you snooze, you lose.
You lose. So that's why the most important part is for the woman to know what you carry.
And not the asset to this person.
Yes, because if he's still trying to, if somebody is having fun, if they're trying to, if it is a fun thing, if he's still trying to see if you are the one, then he has not seen the value you carry. You might need to step out so that the distance will let them know whether they are.
But what happened to dating?
Let BC continue.
What happened to going to the movies?
My darling. Okay,
but what happened to dating?
Okay. Let me.
Because you are 30-something years old. Is it that you don't want to go to the movies? You want to have late nights hanging out? You want to just party, do service, go on a boat cruise?
You just want to live.
You know.
I get you.
So because I'm 30-something now, I can't do that.
I can't live again. A pastor, be calming down. So let me tell you how it worked during our time, right? I met my husband in school. When I met my husband, there was no marriage at the back of my... Though I wanted to marry early because I wanted to run away from my house. That was the reason. But there was no marriage at the back of my mind. But like she said, I think at that time, there was something in the water we were drinking as young girls. Once you know you want to marry, you are sifting the guys. You already know. I could tell from the university that this guy was husband material. I could just tell. And I knew that for every other person that came, I would... And so we continued that relationship till he finished his NYSC. He got a job by the grace of God almost immediately. He started working, started making money. I remember the first time he sent me money in the university, it was 3,000 naira mint notes. Now, so I was showing all the people that yapped me that I was dating a student. The student don't they pay, you know? And we started. Then we dated for 6 years. Then I finished NYSC, got a job.
Why would you wait with a man 6 years? Because that's not that.
You were dating.
No, we're young when we met.
Okay.
We're basically almost just a bit above teenagers, young adults when we met. So, of course, we couldn't have married at the time now. He had to finish school, I had to finish school. Then I finished NYSC. Almost immediately, I got a job. I worked 1 year. Then I was always like weekends, I would go spend time in his family house there. Everybody just loved me in the house. Then my mother called me one day. You don't have sense. Sit down. You see that house? You're not going again. I was like, Mommy, we're saying, I've been dating him since. He's already working. He has a car. He has bought a land. What are you people waiting for? And I know he loves you. He's always coming here because after work, he will come to my house in Ogba. He will stay till 10 p.m. before going home. Every blessed day, he'll come and mark register before going home. So my mother could see that this guy was committed to you. So you're not going there again. And I was like, Mommy, he said, I'm not releasing you. You're not going for a weekend again. So I stopped. And the guy could not understand. So weekends, he would not come to my house. He would stay Saturday. So initially, he had told his father he wanted to get married, but he wasn't 30. Right. We married very early. The father said, no, I won't let you marry till you are 30. When I believe that you are a man, that's when you get married. And he said, if I don't marry, I'll give plenty girls beleo. I'm okay, I'm ready and everything. And so I stopped. And when I stopped, he started coming. And after a while, I was like, what is it, Seth? I even have small money in the account. Let's go to Asaba. That's how we did the introduction. After introduction, I came back. I was planning to go for a weekend. My mother said, you are not going. They've not married you. It's introduction. They've not paid dowry. That's how. The next 2 months.
So you had guidance.
Yes, I had guidance. The next 2 months, what is it now? Why did I can't see my baby again? Traditional marriage. Koto. That was how we got married at the time. And that was also because I wanted marriage. I've always wanted to have a home that I didn't come from, right? Yeah. But what I see these days is there are a lot of young women who are not keen on getting married. Do we not tell them to stop, like you said, stop living because they are not keen on getting married? They may think, or some of them must have had relationships that they broke their heart and everything, and say, now I'm taking my time. I need 2 years to know this person. Yeah. And in Lagos, for those in Lagos, it's difficult to know people. Because you see, after work, everybody presents their representative. You don't come with your true self. Even if you date 6 years, you may not know the person you're in relation. And they say, I need time. Does it mean I will no longer snap pictures and post with my...
Exactly. That's the question.
Yes. Let's not put that sort of pressure. Because these people that are doing that, For those that want to get married, it's not that they are not ready to get married. They've not met the right person, or they have some issues that they need to sort through.
Or maybe the man hasn't proposed and they're not, they don't want
like
to.
I said.
Or he doesn't even have
them
money.
as an asset.
It's my own template.
He hasn't
Giving ultimatums.
I did not give ultimatum. I stepped out.
Yes,
It's the same thing.
ultimatum.
It's the same thing.
Because meaning of ultimatum in your phone.
No, I broke up. It's not ultimatum.
That's
I
ultimatum
was
now.
waiting. I'm not a confrontational person. So I could not start saying, where are we going to? But I was waiting and giving green light and observing, and it was not changing. The light was not changing.
Let me show you my own
story.
story.
So for me, it was a case of move on and see someone else.
If you're not going to move on.
He loves you enough to say,
Yeah.
I don't go and see someone else. I will marry you. That's ultimatum now.
But shouldn't that be what these people should be giving? Yes. If
No, but you see,
he's
the
slacking,
ultimatum
you
is
can
a
give
problem today. You see, then it could have. That template could have worked then. But today, you can't give a young man an ultimatum.
No, it
Because
depends, so.
there are options.
You will
Today,
give.
a lot of
You
young
take.
guys
We take.
have
We
options.
Do you know why they don't take it? Because they have chopped everything. They've squeezed
Yes,
all
now.
the milk. Wait, now there are
From
people who
different-
still don't give milk. These ones have squeezed all the milk. So when
They
you
have
give
finished
ultimatum, they're like,
everything.
what's
left?
remaining
Oh,
now?
I get the milk.
Yes.
Oh, you don't do everything.
You have done everything.
No,
so
gotcha.
that kind of-
Cooking, breakfast, lunch, dinner.
Yes. For
Don't
this
do I
ultimatum
finish.
to work now, you have to hold some things.
Hey.
So even though we are dating, I want to date and do selfie with you, there are places you cannot get
At
till
all.
you put a ring on it.
Oh, gotcha.
So when the person values you and you give ultimatum, they move. They go and find that money in their account and come and pay your dowry.
You know,
Your dowry.
when I was single, I met my husband at the age of 29. He's in Nigeria. He's like, she's already getting to almost 30. And I had a list. And as I said, I had a very clear list. I think it was 5 or 6 items on that list. I was very specific. I wanted a man from a nuclear family. I was very clear. I wanted a man that that was born and raised in OAU quarters. I was so specific. It was really ridiculously specific. I wanted a quarters boy because I just heard from somewhere that they're very responsible men. Those are every boy that was born in that place. Anyway, I wanted somebody who had graduated, who was probably a professional. I wanted the TDH, the tall, dark, and handsome. I was very clear. And there was a 5th one, I can't remember what it was. But there were 5 things on my list. And when I met my husband, he was 4. Yes, he was 4 out of everything except for the dark. It was just light, dark, light and handsome. And I'm like, that one, I was that's my mom. See, he didn't meet this on my own. Are you okay?
Are you okay?
Are you all right?
What I do with color?
4 over 5. Please, in my dream, your husband was light skinned, wasn't dark skinned. You know, but that was what even made me say, okay, let me see if that was what made me move forward. So I had a list. Because he ticked all the boxes, we had the conversation. He was also ready. He was going through a phase. He came out of a phase. He was ready to settle down. He met somebody. He also liked. We also, we liked each other. So, but it was a conversation both of us were willing to start at the beginning.
He was ready.
He was ready.
He was ready, yeah.
He was ready. So sometimes when you hear a man of God tell you that you shouldn't be taking selfies when you're in your 30s or 40s because you should be talking seriously. You should be a purposeful relationship. You can't force a purposeful relationship. Your intention
I don't
can
agree.
be.
Why you clapping?
Your intention can be to be purposeful, but you can't force it.
On another person.
No. I am purposeful. I am purposeful enough that I will not waste my time taking selfie with you. Because you don't have a purpose.
But
if I meet a guy who still is not ready to be serious, he's not ready for his own purpose, but me, I'm ready for my own purpose.
He doesn't align.
I will leave you alone.
Yeah, he doesn't
and I will move on.
Let me take the video. Let's watch the video so that those who are watching at home know what our perspective is.
You are still doing boyfriend, snapping picture, doing selfie, 35, 36, doing selfie. When you are gradually getting close to being a grandmother, you are doing selfie. You are 38 years, somebody bought you a flower. Hey, and I put it on Facebook. When I'm 38, when the man called, yes, how are you? How can I help you? I like you. Okay, what exactly do you want? Because I don't have time to waste. I want to marry you. Okay, thank you. See my pastor, see my parents. If you say, let's be friends, well, I don't do dating. You have saved yourself of heartbreak. You have saved yourself of liver break. You have saved yourself of instant removal. You have just saved yourself of 2 years journey without direction, without motion. You have just saved yourself from you walkabout. Behaving as if you are touch and follow. Follow. Just start following. Where the man is going, you don't know. Where you are going, you don't know. That's why you have ended up
Okay.
The man is harsh.
So what is wrong with dating?
No, there's nothing wrong with
What
dating.
is wrong in dating a
They
guy?
are
I'm
different- they are
40
different-
years old.
they are different.
Why can't I
Somebody
date?
will be dating and not sleeping with him, but they're just dating.
Dating.
hanging
You must
out.
get to know-
We
In
need to
Nigeria,
put this in
or
proper
another place.
perspective. I mean, I don't want to say we shouldn't date. I mean, a young person and a person can date no matter what age you are in.
Different strokes for different folks.
So let me look
Is
at
that you should say yes? Yes. What do you
But
want?
men don't like it when you say, come and see my pastor. Come and see my mommy like that.
Why would you
Easy.
like it?
No,
No.
hold on.
A lot of guys don't like that.
Yes, so hold on.
Let's, I mean,
It reeks of
if I,
Let's
yes,
unpack this
God
a
bless
bit.
you.
Not
It
desperation.
does.
No, wait.
It reeks of desperation.
Let's unpack it a bit.
Please.
Please
They
unpack.
say, be wise as serpents, but harmless as doves. You are not going to meet somebody and say, let's go to my pastor. Let's go to my...
That's what he's saying.
There's now. He's saying it does not mean you will do it like that.
Okay.
You will use your system. So when I stopped going to my husband's house, I did not say, come and marry me. I did not mention anything about marriage. I just said, mommy said I shouldn't come again to the house. You can just come visit me and go back. I was like, why? I said, I don't know. She just feels it's not right. That was all I did. I did not say
You have
anything
communicated
extra.
to him.
Yes.
That's the needful.
Their message.
That was all I did. But because he was aligned with me, he knew the right things to do. Now, what this man is saying is, if you don't do it that way, you will meet a lot of time wasters that will just take you around, merry-go-round, and you're wasting your time. That's one hand. There's also another angle we've not looked at. The men of these days, in our time, men were ready earlier. The men of these days, wait now, be coming down. In our time, baby.
Okay,
Men
we have
of these
10
days.
years plus in marriage. I don't think
Yes,
what are you
I'm
talking
15
about?
years in marriage, darling.
easy.
Please, it's not easy. It's not easy. I've been chopping. I've been chopping that meat for a very long time. So, the men of this day, so we're raising our girls to have so much strength and capacity, and we're gradually not paying attention to the men. The men of these days are not ready at the level the ladies are ready. And that's why we see a lot of women who will now look at married men who they consider to be more responsible, the men of these days at that age, that 30-something, they are like yoppie boys. They are not ready. So how do you now get a woman of 38 who probably is like me, who wants to marry almost her age mate, to settle with a man who is still sagging at 38 or 39, who is not ready, who is still clubbing, who is still... How do we do that? And that's where the problem is. So we have a lot of ready women, people who are ready to settle, but the men are not available. The men at that caliber and that age are not available. Most of them don't have jobs. The businesses have not peaked. All of them want to japa. There are no men to marry these women. The pastor should give us solution if there's
Okay,
men.
let me take Shola from Ikorodu. Thanks for calling,
Yeah,
Shola.
did you see all of them in the video?
They
Hello.
don't get money.
Go ahead,
Good morning,
please.
Muran.
Morning, Shola.
Good morning to all the ladies in the studio.
Morning.
Yeah, you see this topic, there are so many angles to it. Because what works for A may not work for B. And what works for B may not work for A. You see, I agree with Tope in some parts, and in the other parts, I did not agree with her. Because you cannot examine a man within a man you want to get married to within 2 hours and conclude that whether this one is a marriage stuff or not.
Exactly.
What if that person, you came out, you say, I want marriage, and he also say, okay, I want to marry you. And along the line, you begin to see his shortcoming, maybe after 2-3 months. Will you still go ahead to marry him or not? Or not? So that is the area in which I disagree with Tope.
All right, thank you, Shola.
Can. Thank you.
I just want to say something because me too, I fell into this, I want to get married quickly and this. So when I met my late ex-husband, we never talked 2 words, it's marriage. So we were married within a year of meeting each other. And we were divorced within a year or 2 years, okay, 2 years. You know, because for me, I think it was, we didn't we didn't have enough time to get to know each other.
Right.
And decipher the likes and dislikes.
Exactly. So that's where I'm going to YK. So even for the same applies to a 40-something-year-old, a 20-something, and a 30-something. You need to know the person you're married. You can't say, for my meeting you, I don't have time for all these lovely selfie taking.
No.
I need to know where you're going immediately. You can't do that.
Since we are quoting me, let me put it in proper context. Because when you understand values, I would meet you, and in 2 hours, I know your values. I know the way you spoke to the security man. I know the way you picked up your phone and the way you were shouting at your staff. I've seen the way you behaved when you were tipping someone. I've seen your largesse, or I've seen the way I mentioned that I was walking with someone and the man held my hand, like the way he squeezed my hand when I was saying I was going. I say, this one will beat me. And we had a conversation, and in that same conversation, it was a short period. I knew from his statement that he does not understand why a woman should make more money than him. So there's some things you will say in a short time. If you have perspective, you will know. It's not that he's a bad person. You just know that our paths will not align. That's on one end. My husband that I married, we dated for 3 years. There's nothing wrong with dating. You see, for a woman, there's a body count. Let's tell ourselves the thing. There's body counts. You don't want to, even if you don't have anything to do with the person personally. If I follow you on social media, I saw you with Mr. Taiwo. You were doing selfie. People went to Singapore. Then you broke up with Mr. Taiwo. Then now it is Mr. Kende. After 6 months, you've done selfie on Instagram. You people went to Kenya. You broke up with Mr. Kende.
Chukwuemeka.
3 years time, it is a year time. It's Chukwuemeka. And my brother now says he wants to marry you. I'll just tell them on your Instagram. I knew Mr. Taiwo. I saw this Chukwuemeka. Are you sure this is the person you want to marry? Because you are setting a precedent. So I believe that our men should get more serious, and I also believe our women too should get more serious. As a woman, you know that I'm ready. I'm waiting to get married. They know.
Maybe Mr. Taiwo.
And if you don't want marriage, it's not every human being or every woman that wants to marry. Some people are watching this show and they're like,
they don't want
I don't even understand. I don't want to get married.
But maybe Mr. Taiwo. Bitter.
Let me take Hassan. Good morning, Hassan.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, sir.
Please, I would like to talk to all of you. You see, when we were in school, there was a lady that the only way to get a child is to tell her that I will marry you. That is her key. And you will get whatsoever you want from her. So, you see, this issue of trying to be quick, come and see my parents, come and see my pastor. Look, there is a place in Islam that says probation. For you to know your would-be husband, and for the husband to know his would-be wife. So it's not a matter of rushing. No time is too quick, no time is too late about marriage. Because the way you are looking at marriage is not the way people are looking at it. It is better to be there for life than to go in and sticking out. That is one thing about marriage. So people have to be very careful. And what the girls are doing now, this is not getting the name. The name of what the girls are doing now is mingling. We are mingling. You understand?
I didn't get that last word he said. But I think really, as much as I understand where Toko is coming from, where every woman, especially when you feel that you're getting to the point where you should have been married or you wanted to get married and things that happen, you should get a bit more serious. So you don't just date anyhow. I get that point. But I also don't want, because I want to get married, I shouldn't lose the beauty of dating. I shouldn't lose the beauty of enjoying relationships. If it becomes marriage, fine. If it doesn't, it's also fine.
Yeah.
Why are we making it look as if, because I have body count, suddenly we shouldn't judge people based on their body count.
I'm not judging anybody.
I know you're not. I know you're
advising.
not. I'm just advising that, especially people who want to take this thing marriage seriously, should be also serious in their dating. But I also don't like how the pastor.
Yeah, the pastor was a bit harsh.
Yes, it was a bit harsh.
It was very harsh, and I don't want judging. We don't want to judge.
What if you have this boyfriend and you really like him, and he has promised you marriage and everything, and then maybe 3 years down the line, he now breaks up with you. Are you going to say that you shouldn't have gone into that?
Life happens.
I know someone who had a boyfriend and she really liked him. He didn't marry. He says the girl was do this, she was do that. She still hasn't found love, because she still loves that one.
You come and take therapy session with BC.
So
Yeah.
what I
We
want
have to wrap
yes,
it. Let's have your comments on social media.
You're not lover girls.
Who told you? Have you met me?
No,
I have never been mushy.
Leave what you are
My
saying.
entire, see, and again, it could be from where I come from. I've never been mushy. And if I had met a guy who is head over heels over me and mushy, I would probably be irritated. Probably would have been irritated. You know, so I'm not the mushy type. You know, but I think I met somebody who. Both of us are very compatible and we understand each other.
You're both not mushy and you're good.
Yeah, we are both not mushy and we're good.
But this one is saying she should go and take therapy with BC.
I'm mushy. I'm mushy. Forget the strong voice.
I didn't say when you are.
So,
I mean,
no,
wait. Scaring me. What kind of human beings are you?
No. Look at our life now to tell. Relax. We are having conversation.
You met Mr. Mark. You know.
You know already.
God,
So I think people should be allowed to live their lives. I've also seen people who married early. So for us, we were lucky to marry people who did not stifle our dreams, who allow us fly anytime we're ready to fly. Some people get that married very early and they're not able to live their dreams. The man just, everything is no. This is the idea I have of you. You're supposed to just tend my kids, tend the home and be a woman, you know? And other people will feel, I did not have that experience of traveling. I did not have that experience. So at some point I was thinking, I didn't see the world before I got married. I didn't travel, but you know, somehow I'm doing that today. But some people may also never have the opportunity to do that again, and marriage just puts that ceiling on them. I think people should just do what's best for them. And we should help our men to be more ready. I don't see a lot of ready men because these women will not marry themselves.
Okay, comments on social media?
He said, yes. Corey Michael says the pastor is speaking from a Christian viewpoint. After all, fornication is a sin. That is what he is saying. Andrew Chatham says Tokwe's on a project management cycle. Reb 360 style. And Crown Band is telling us the last word that Hassan said was he said mingling the last word.
Okay.
BC Olabisi says Alera, none of these ladies has clocked 40
They've been
except
arguing my
Maya
age
and our
since.
Auntie YK.
Oh,
They've
really?
been arguing my age, yes.
Yeah, don't worry. You will soon find that.
So I think we have to wrap up on this.
BC is 16.
I think
Marketing with Fumi, sorry, says I cutted my hobby for like 3 months and
Got pregnant?
got pregnant. We were ready.
Wow.
that was the pregnancy made
Yes,
them.
They were ready.
I mean, different strokes for
different
different
strokes,
folks. I
yeah.
mean, we all have different experiences.
They are guessing your ages. Tokpa is 38.
Oh, Brian wants to conclude.
I would like to conclude. I think, in a nutshell, different strokes for different folks. I mean, the truth is that we all have different experiences. But the reason why we wanted to discuss what the pastor was saying is because we didn't want to we wanted to have both sides of the conversation. Yes, if you're mature or single, it's important for you to date, have fun, but in that, be very conscious of what you want and be clear. And some can say, you know, I don't want to get married, and it's perfectly okay. And those who actually want to get married, don't just let anybody let them see your asset. If they don't value the asset Tokpa talked about earlier, move on to the next person. Don't let anybody padlock you and waste your time. But if you're in that space where it's not about that, I want to have fun, I want to enjoy my time, it's also okay. At the end of the day, you're an adult, and we're all adults. You make the decision that is best for us in every situation that you find yourself.
That's the best thing you've said. That make the decision that is best for you.
All right, that's all.
Not best for your pastor or best for that person comments.
That is all we can take on today's show.
YK.
Get out.
See you tomorrow. Bye for now.
Oh my God.
This is why we can